Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes. Some people ask me why you're doing this. I could tell them easily in one sentence to support the people of Bahrain. But there are other reasons. There is a human story here. This picture easily could describe why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this because there were young people or young men and young women that decided February 14th will be the day, will be their Valentine. They decided they will celebrate Valentine in their own day, in their own way. And their date was freedom. Their date was justice. Their date was self-determination. That's why we're doing this, right? Yeah. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this because a young man by the name of Ali al-Mu'min gave the ultimate price, gave his life. Instead of finishing his career or his university and moving on with his life, he decided to die for the cause of freedom. That's why we're doing this. Bahia al-Aradi, a nurse who was doing her job, but she was killed because of oppression in Bahrain. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this because there are thousands of prisoners in the country who basically demanded one thing: to be treated with dignity. And that means they can make their own decisions and choose their own political leaders in free and fair elections. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this because there are mothers, as we speak today, don't know how can they get food on their tables because their husbands are in prison. The reason they're in prison because they protested against oppression. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this to send a signal to the Bahraini people and the Bahraini government. The signal to the Bahraini government is that we will never forget what you have done on February 14th, 2011. That's why we're doing this. The signal to the people of Bahrain, or the message to the people of Bahrain, is that you have friends. You have friends in Washington, in London, in Brussels, in Geneva, in so many other capitals. That's why we're doing this. This monument that we created as a gift to the people of Bahrain is a message that this will be rebuilt in Bahrain one day. Rebuilt higher than what it was. The Bahraini government was successful in demolishing the Pearl Roundabout in Bahrain, but they have not demolished it in the hearts of thousands of freedom-loving people around the world, and that's why we're doing this. Thank you! Who's next? Matar. Should I go behind them?
First of all, I would like to thank you for coming and participating in this gathering today. First, I would like to talk about my experience and about my memories, and then I'll send my message to you here as well. Let me introduce myself first. I am Matar, Ibrahim Matar, former MP from Bahrain. During the uprising in Bahrain, we decided in the political parties to support the demands of the youth to go for a major change in the regime in Bahrain and to go for elected government and free elections. The government responded brutally against the protesters. Protesters were killed while they were escaping from the police. The first victim was Ali Mshama was running away from the police, and the police shot him in his back. After that, the crackdown went against all protesters in the fair roundabout. Government of Bahrain demolished mosques. They tortured injured on their beds in hospitals. They sacked employees from their job, and they spread hate speech in social media and in official media. They were playing on sectarianism to divide the country. After 5 years from the uprising, the same tactic is used by the government. They are investing in sectarianism and investing in dividing the country. The major outcome of our uprising in Bahrain, that the people in Bahrain started to cooperate, and we saw a new scale of the solidarity between Bahrainis. Engineers, doctors, businessmen were standing with the unemployed and those who are struggling in labor market. All of them were calling for dignity. Even those who they are living in wealthy lives, they were standing with the poor people, all together with one demand: for dignity, for freedom, for justice, and for political participation. After 5 years, the Bahrainis is still demanding this dignity, and the solidarity between Bahrainis is still remaining. On the other hand, a major outcome from this uprising is the hope. The Bahrainis were hoping to have a better life. We're hoping to have a dignity and to have a political participation. Still, the Bahrainis are having this hope. Everybody is seeing the situation in the region very dark. All the chaos in the region wasn't enough to convince Bahrainis to return back to their home. After 2 days, we will see the Bahrainis protesting in the street and calling for the change. Let me talk about my memories and the speeches of the leaders who are now in a prison. One of them is Abdulla Before the uprising, Abdulla was addressing the protesters. He asked the protesters to stop calling for the death of Al-Khalifa. He said this is a negative slogan. We shouldn't call for the death of Al-Khalifa. He said instead of calling for the death of a ruling family, call for the step down of the kleptocrats, those who are responsible about the wide scale of corruption. Our problem is not with a sect. Our problem is not with a family. Our problem is not with a tribe. Our problem with kleptocrats who are trying to concentrate the power and concentrate the wealth of the country. Another message was from Husain. He was telling the protesters, if the police are trying to kill you, even if they are trying to kill you, don't respond to them. Our uprising is peaceful, and it should remain peaceful. Also, I remember the speeches of Abdul Jalil Sikais, his last speech in the fair roundabout. He was telling the protesters, I will tell you something, you may don't like it. He said, I want activists and I want people who are calling for change, and at the same time who are taking care about their education and taking care about their future. We don't want people who are failing in their study and failing to work hard just to protest and to be against the government. The protesters will be much stronger if they are successful from their right. Abdul was not thinking in one dimension. The issue was with him was not just about authoritarianism. He wants to change the regime, and he wants to encourage the people to do their best and to help themselves as well. Also, I remember the speeches of Ali Salman, who was talking about his demands for constitutional monarchy. He was talking about solutions based on engagement and based on inclusiveness. He don't want a solution just for a Shia. He don't want a solution just for opposition. He don't want a solution for certain groups. He wants a solution that engage the ruling family themselves and engage the Sunni and engage with the people in the region, with the Saudis. He sent a positive message. The U.S. government, he sent a positive message to the Saudis, and he sent a positive message to the ruling family in Bahrain. He was thinking about alternatives, and instead of going to change it through confrontation, he was seeking the change. He was seeking the change based on the engagement. Finally, my message to you. In 2008, I was on exchange program here in the U.S. One expert on U.S. foreign policy, he told me, U.S. foreign policy in Middle East will not change. Don't think that one day you will see U.S. have different policy in the region. U.S. will not have different foreign policy in the region unless there is a chaos here in the U.S. that touch the life of each single American. Nowadays, I think he was wrong. The debate started here in the U.S. to challenge the foreign policy of the U.S. in the Middle East. Last night I was listening to the debate, the presidential debate. The debate was calling for having a new policy for U.S. to deal with its enemy. And U.S. needs to have a different policy with its allies. The relationship with dictators in the region has a major destructive impact on the entire region and on U.S. as well. The debate started here in U.S. to revise this policy, and with the engagement of more youth and more people in the political process here in U.S., I'm optimistic that we will see a change, and thank you.